K-Rino Radio. Ha. K-Rino Radio. Ha. Ha. Let's tell them about it. You're listening to K-Rino Radio on 90.1. Who is he? What is he? What does he do? Where is he from? H-Town, where the independent grind was invented. Understand, I'm the property owner, you just a tenant. KPFT is the station and location for the really special guests. Good knowledge and information for the coldest on the air. We making a strong case. If you scared of the truth, then you in the wrong place. Every Friday, 11 o'clock p.m. Central. We cooking the game, serving it up, feeding your mental. You can even call in, dial 713, backdoor it with 526 KPFT. We ain't playing with them, we gon' tell it like it is, partner. Out of town, KPFT.org, yeah, we got ya. How'd I get on the airways? I know y'all like, wow, K-Rino Radio, homie, starting right about now. How'd I get on the airways? I know y'all like, wow, K-Rino Radio, homie, starting right about now.
What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, when y'all are tuned in to K-Rino Radio, man, right here on KPFT. And we have a legend in the building, man. We are becoming slowly known as the House of Legends, and we got another one in here tonight, man. The one, the only, Mr. Mike. Y'all know him from Suave House. Y'all know this brother from being one of the most potent lyrical assassins in the game, period, man, for decades, and he's still killing. What's up, my brother? How you feeling?
What's going down? I'm feeling good. Let me tell y'all something, man. Everything y'all just heard K-Rino describe, I could say the same thing about him.
Well, it's about you tonight. I appreciate that.
I can say the same thing about him, man. So yeah, we in the building, man, and the legend is a legend show. So why not come and be on the show of a legend,
man,
who in my book is totally underrated, but one of the most potent, piercing lyricists that you gonna ever hear in your life. Man, all right, so with that said, yes sir, Mr. Mike in the building, K-Rino was good.
Man, it's all about you, brother. You are definitely one of the most underrated, and I don't understand that, because one thing that you did that I always commend you for, you took your city, you took Corpus Christi and you put it on your back. And I always appreciate MCs who come from maybe a smaller town and they never are ashamed to rep their town, and they are the face of that town. Yes, how did the whole hip hop scene in Corpus start, and how did you become that guy to just rise above that? And was there any other artist that was doing it when you was coming up out there?
Man, when you speak of normally when people outside of Corpus Christi speak of Corpus Christi, they mention two people. Number one, they gonna mention Selena.
Selena, right.
Rest in peace.
No
Love
doubt,
you.
No doubt.
And then they gonna say Mr. Mike.
Come on now.
And so what we done, what my approach was, K-Rino, was to just stay true to my roots, to stay true to where I'm from. And if that steered me wrong, then it was so be it. But I'm gonna stay true to what I know and where I come from, man.
Right.
And I still do that to this day. The hip hop scene is not a real like live flashy hip hop scene, but we growing.
Yeah.
And I work with local artists. I work with unknown celebrities. And at this point in my career, that's like my whole thing is like trying to see who can I get behind that can take this thing further than I did.
Yeah.
And then when they do that and people look in the background and say, oh, that's Mr. Mike back. Oh, no wonder this guy's so live. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
So that's my thing. We not where we want to be, but we striving. And if we can learn that unification factor,
man, that's right.
It's because some of us are born with it. Some of us just want to have that, and then others have to learn that.
Come on, man.
Okay, because they are ignorant to what unifying literally does and the impact that it makes. Right. And so it's like for a while, for a minute there, everybody doing their own thing, but ain't nobody doing nothing.
Yeah.
Really, on a big scale.
That's right. Individuality can only take you so far. Yeah. You know, that collective grind is what propels a lot of people. Just team building. When you started out, and who were some of the people that influenced you to even get in the game? Period. When did you fall in love with this thing from day one?
Well, I can't deny the Ghetto Boys and Scarface. I can't deny all of the old school hip hop artists from Texas. I'm not gonna try to name everybody.
Right, no question.
Okay, but I've had influences. K-Rino was one of my influences, still is. Every artist that's came out of Texas during my time influenced me because I gave them all an ear.
Right.
I gave all of them an ear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and I may be older than some of them, but before I literally became Mr. Mike and got in the game and got on with people know, it was other guys that was already in.
Right.
So I was banging them. You know, I stayed banging UGK. I stayed banging SPC and Screwed Up Clicks and Ghetto Boys and everything Rap-A-Lot was putting out and everything, just everybody that was coming out of Texas, man, I gave it my ear because I'm a supporter, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing about me. And all my friends know that. They know at the end of the day, Mike ain't going to put me in harm's way.
Right.
And he going to have my back if we come across harm's way.
Right.
That's been one thing about me. Has it been sort of a downfall? Yeah, because people take advantage of that sometimes, you know. But it's me. Yeah. And again, going back to being true who I am. So I'm not going to turn into a hater just because I'm getting hated on.
Come on, man.
I'm going to stay true to who I am.
Come on.
My hit song was Where You Love At.
Right. No question.
So if I'm asking where it's at, I got to be bringing it.
Yeah, that's right.
I got to have it. So, but yeah, man, it's I've been influenced by, and then for the most part, a lot of my influence didn't even come from rap music.
That's
bro.
right, man. Come on now.
A lot of my influence came from the Stevie Wonders and the Marvin Gayes and the Commodores and the Isley Brothers and the OJs and all them cats, the old school cats.
People don't realize how different genres can influence the genre you in. Just because it's not exactly what you do, you can still, from one artist to another, you can still draw inspiration from that.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now, what I like, everything you were saying about the people you listened to and you checked out and was influenced and motivated by, but yet and still, when Mr. Mike hit the scene, he didn't sound like nobody else. So to younger artists who are coming out today and they kind of have this thing where they kind of pattern themselves after whoever is hot, how do you talk to them in terms of like you could be influenced by this guy but still find and be yourself?
Well, I'm going to use K-Rino as an example as well as myself. Like, if you listen to K-Rino, you can't go and say, damn, Reno sound like this dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Mike sound like this guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why I feel that we're still here, because I'm big on longevity.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that biting and a lot of that, well, let me listen to what John Doe and Sally Sue doing so I can do what they doing because they hot right now. So I'm going to just do what they doing.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's the longevity in it?
Yeah.
I understand that you want to get the bag real quick and this and that. But at the same time, to still be here 20 years later.
Come on, man.
And to still have a platform 20 years later, that's longevity, man.
Yeah, no
You know,
doubt.
and that takes, somewhere you're going to have some kind of originality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhere you're going to have to have some type of your own creativity. So I would advise, yeah, it's cool to listen to the other artists, but I wouldn't pattern my style after another artist, because I want my fans and the people that's gravitating to my music to always be able to say, hey man, Mr. Mike shit is in a class of his own.
Right.
Yeah.
That K-Rino, that boy in a class of his own. You know, and other guys,
Right.
Scarface,
Right.
class of his own.
No question.
You know,
To
and
distinguish yourself from the rest of the pack, man. That's a great game from the OG Mr. Mike. We want to take it up to, how did you go from being in Corpus, killing the game, to all of a sudden one day you messing with Suave House like that? How that whole transition
do
took
you
place?
want me to tell you the whole story or break it down because of the time frame?
Well, the battery is the only thing holding us on the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can give us the quick edit, but it's all good.
So, quick edit. I was at the car wash just before I became Mr. Mike, but I think back then my name might have been Renegade.
Yeah.
But I had enough passion and determination about the gift that I knew I had to try and pursue something. I didn't know what was going to happen with it, but I knew I was finna go do a demo tape.
Right.
So I went and done my demo tape. I'm up at the car wash one day, and I hear my homeboy come through there, doom, 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 that 8-ball Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, man.
And I said, this is years ago.
Yeah.
It was like 92.
Yeah.
I said, man, who in the hell is that? He said, man, these some niggas from Memphis, but they in Houston.
Right.
And he had the cassette tape. Back then, we had the cassette tapes, and you can roll the layout to see the lyrics, who produced it, who wrote it. The number to the office was even on there.
Come on, that's right.
I grabbed that thing, and I seen that number, and I called that number, and somebody picked up, and I already had it set in my mind. One thing, let me just interrupt myself. If you're not hungry, and if you're not, it's one thing to be hungry, it's another thing to be starving.
Come on.
At that time, I was starving.
Come on, man.
I was starving for somebody to hear me. I was starving for somebody to give me a shot. And I wasn't going to stop until I got that shot. So when I called that number, I said to myself, if somebody picked this phone up, they not going to get rid of me.
Wow.
That was my mind frame.
Right.
And somebody answered it. And I'm here today as Mr. Mike.
No doubt.
See what I'm saying? And so me and my partners literally rode from Corpus to Houston. We met Drape at U&R Records on Beach Nut. It was a little record store at the time. And I walked in, had my dickies on, had my slipper, had my pistol in my waist, had my rag on my head. That's why a lot of guys thought I was from Cali.
Right.
But really, I was coming right from the Gulf. And I walked in. G. Wallace put my demo in right there on the spot. Customers is walking in the store, bumping their head. Man, who was that?
Right.
Who was that? And I looked at Draper, and he got the poker face, but he couldn't hold it for so long.
Yeah.
So he went on and told his guy, man, tell him to go to the Suave house with Ball and them at, man.
Right.
And so they came and told me, man, he wanna go to the next step with this, invite you to the Suave house.
Yeah.
They took me to the Suave house right off Beach Nut and Rustling Leaves and A-Leaf.
Yeah.
And from there, that's where I met Ball and G. They had just did Lay It Down. I missed Lay It Down by like a day.
Man, they should have pulled it and say, man, hold on, man, let's stretch this thing, man. But you know what? That whole story just speaks to just somebody creating their own opportunity. Mm-hmm. Somebody deciding that I'm not going to be denied and I'm not going to wait for no magical blessing to be sprinkled on me. You took control of your own situation and had it in your mind that you was going to make it happen. And a lot of artists don't have that kind of courage nor confidence. But that was how easily accessible the labels were, but you still had to have that drive to go and take that like that, man. So what was the first record? So how did the whole signing process? They say, man, look, did they sign you off the rip on that, or was it another process that took place?
It was another process that took place.
Gotcha.
And that's I'm gonna kind of just ease on that.
Gotcha.
That'll take me somewhere else right now mentally.
Gotcha.
But going back to what you just said, a lot of us out here are waiting on our blessings.
Man.
A lot of us out here are waiting on God to do something. Oh, just God gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
When God is looking at me like, Mike, I done gave you the tools to build this house. Why are you waiting for me to just drop the house out the sky for you?
Come on, man.
I done gave you all the tools.
Come on.
And now you wondering why your prayers ain't being answered, because I done gave you what you need.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And a lot of us are waiting. And I just took that approach, again, the starving approach. If a lion or an old dog is starving and he sense that there's some food up ahead somewhere, he's not going to sit and wait for somebody to bring it to him. He going to sniff his way to that food.
He's going to get it.
And that's the mentality that I had. And so, but now, of course, the game a little different. I feel these youngsters nowadays, not all of them, because I love all of them, but they're a little lazier than we was. And they expect you to give them more than what anybody gave us. We had to go get it off the grid, off the pavement, out the mud. There was no internet. There was no Facebook, IG, Snapchat, YouTube, none of that shit where we couldn't sit on our ass and do what we was doing.
That's right. That's right.
You had to get up off your ass and go get it.
You got a van full of product and you hit that road. And it's funny, you are the second or third legendary OG artist to come in and be interviewed on our show that has said the same thing, and as it pertains to a lot of the youngsters feeling like they should be the entitlement type of situation. And social media has had a lot to do with that, man. How do we get it back and instill in those youngsters that mind frame of, you utilize social media for what it is because we in that time, but you still gotta have that guerrilla, that boots on the ground type of marketing too. If you, with the artists you work with and talk to, how do you fuse that together and mesh that together where you can max out on both?
Well, I think for one, a lot of younger artists got to understand that y'all gonna get older. You're gonna get older, and so I had an old lady. I had a conversation with, because I chops it up with the old people, young people.
We better.
We street ministers. But this old lady, she told me, she said, Michael, I joined that choir at my church, and them young girls were just laughing at me because I was kind of singing off tune. I know I can't sing, Michael, but I wanted to join that church. So I joined that church and I got in that choir and I was singing and just trying to do my thing for the Lord. And them young girls was in there laughing at me and she say I had to stop the press on them. And I told them, y'all better be thankful for me because I'm an example of where y'all gonna be one day unless God take you away from here.
Come on now.
You better be grateful for a person like me, because you going to get to this point unless you not longer here. So you either going to die or you going to be at my stage at some point in your life. And she say when she told, and that's not verbatim word for word, and I could just imagine the intensity and the passion she told them with, but she say after she told them that, they all got quiet and they thought about it. And so I tell the youngsters, hey man, y'all getting older. You're not going to be, unless y'all, a lot of us did things to rush to an early grave. And some of us still not going to get there, and we going to wise up to say, you know what? Man, I was doing some dumb stuff. Now I'm older. Now what?
Right.
So, and that's where we come in. But if you not sucking up the game from the K-Rinos and the Mr. Mikes and the different guys that's been out here and been through the trenches and been through the cycle of, okay, we come from this is what it is today, but guess what? We still able to live in this world today some kind of way. So you should respect us from where we come from, and all we trying to do is show y'all that, hey, I'm not trying to preach to nobody.
That's right.
I'm not trying to pull you into my way of thinking. I'm gonna share my way with you, and if you can relate to it. So a lot of it today, with just with me, with the social media and all that, it's so saturated. And so after a while, with it being so saturated, the average consumer is gonna start falling back. He gonna start falling back and fall, or she gonna start falling back and fall because it's too much.
You become numb to the consumer is numb to it now.
Right.
So much,
Right.
Yeah.
And so I got rap music hitting me from all angles. Over here, this over here. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the youngsters.
Right.
And I love to see the youngsters grinding. What I don't love to see is a youngster that's out there claiming that I want to be a rap star, or I want to be the hottest thing going, or and you have no idea of a K-Rino. You have no research of the Mr. Mikes and the old guys that literally open these doors up. Right. And it's no different than sports. But the difference with me is I'm not a bitter OG.
Yeah, man.
I'm not bitter.
That's right, man.
You know what I'm saying? I get pissed off at times. That's why I put a post up. Was it today or yesterday? Is being bitter and being pissed off the same thing? Because I'm not bitter, but I do get pissed off at some of the shit that I see going on.
Right.
So y'all can't he just a bitter old rapper and he just mad because we getting all the money and yada yada. No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad, bro. Because guess what? What are y'all doing with all the money?
Because without the guidance, see bitterness is a lingering emotion. That's what people don't get. It's like, if you bitter, that's like somebody been in a bad relationship. They see that person 5 years from now, they still got that feeling, and it's lingering. But moments of frustration and anger and being pissed off, those are just moments that if we catch ourselves and correct that, okay, you know what, I feel like that, I'm straight, I'll move on. And we have a right to feel that way, because somebody like yourself, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can look at a new artist going down the wrong road and it'll piss you off because you see the opportunity that he's blowing.
That's where I was going with.
In that window, we understand that window now. And all these years in the game, like, man, okay, you kind of got a little something now, but it ain't guaranteed. And you feel like it's going to be like this forever. It might, but the percentages usually say that it might not, that it's not going to be like that. So if you're not appreciating the position that you're in right now, then sooner or later, you're going to lose that position.
No doubt. No doubt.
Mr. Mike is in the building, man, and we are being taught and fed by the OG, man. This is a man who is exuding so much wisdom, natural wisdom, just from experience in life, experience in this music business, and he's being gracious enough to share it with us, man. So tell us about the street ministry that you got going on right now.
So street is actually street ministrying.
Gotcha.
And when we break down the ministrying, I spell it MENISTRYING, which says street men is trying.
Wow, dope.
And so what it is basically, Reno, is just what we doing right here, in a sense. But it would be like off the mic, and I say, Reno, man, how the hell did you get through that, bro?
Right.
And you share it with me.
Right.
And I sit back and I say, damn, bro, that's crazy, because I was going through that same shit and I didn't even think about it like that.
Right.
Or I'm going through that same shit. Man, how did you and your girl stay together that long? Or how did you know that this was this and this? Well, bro, this is how I did it.
Right.
It takes a willingness to listen. Don't nobody want to listen nowadays. Everybody want to give me. Let me tell you what's on my mind, and F what y'all got to say.
Come on.
So I decided a while back to, instead of, we all know that Mr. Mike can rap. We all know he can speak. We all know, and I knew that. I said, man, but guess what? I need to be more of a absorber, more of a listener, that's why my music is the way it is, because I absorb life.
Right.
And I listen to life, and I listen to my own thoughts, and I listen to other people's stories.
Come on.
As opposed to getting out here running my mouth, and I ain't heard nothing. You know, so I'm running my mouth out. I'm on the block, just running my mouth. Reno done told me, hey, Mike, watch out, nigga, finna bust you on your head. I ain't even heard it. I'm running my mouth, bam! You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So it's good to be a listener, too. And you don't always listen with your ears, man.
Come on.
You can hear with your ears, but listening comes through a mind state, through like an eternal, that's in the heart, that's in the soul, that's because you're absorbing that.
Taking it in,
You're taking it in.
Right.
For me to hear you, I can hear you, but I'm not really listening to you.
No question.
When you listening, that takes a different focus.
Right.
And so today, we so short attention span that the focus ain't really there.
Right.
You just see what I'm saying?
No question, no question.
So I was getting pissed off at people that wasn't listening to me. And then I said, you know what, let me go read up on this because I'm a studier. And I was reading the Bible. And everybody don't, this is just according to that book. Everybody don't roll according to that book. Mm-hmm. And I know that. But it is the most popular book on earth. So sometime I'll use that as a book of reference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the good principles are good principles regardless of what book they're in. So only a fool denies good principles. So,
right.
Yeah.
And in reading that book, it told me, don't cast your pearls amongst the swine. Yeah. It told me, for those with the ear, let them hear. Mm-hmm. Quit trying to push everything on people, Mike. Yeah. Quit getting frustrated when people ain't listening to you, Mike. You spending too much energy on people that don't give a damn about what you got to say.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that helped me once I was able to get that revelation.
Yeah.
And so now it's more of concentrate on those that love you, man. Concentrate on those that's genuine with you. You know what I'm saying? Concentrate. Case in point. Concentrate on K-Rino's show, not something else.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Genuine, that's what we should be concentrate. We concentrate on haters too much.
Yeah.
Oh man, them niggas hating on me, bro.
Right. Right.
Man, fuck them niggas, man.
Right.
Come on, dog, let's go over here now, man. Them niggas, all they doing is hate. Bro, it's niggas that love you over there too, though. Yeah. What about them?
Right. You know what I equate that to, and I give this analogy all the time. It's like if you go, I could post something on my YouTube channel. Or anybody can post anything on their YouTube channel, and you know they have the feature where you have the thumbs up for the likes and the thumbs down for the dislike. Yeah. So you post a video up, and it's got 20,000 likes, but 200 dislikes.
Yeah.
And you focusing on those 200 dislikes, or you got 500 comments and 475 of them are positive, and you addressing the 25 that's negative.
That's negative.
That's just a backwards way of thinking. You wasting time dealing with such a minute percentage of individuals who have if they don't like you, they're not going to rock with you no way. They're not going to buy your music. So why even waste time dealing with that? Yes. Focus on where the love at.
Right.
You asked the question, let me go to where the love at.
Right.
So I mean that's a hell of a point, big brother. That's right. A hell of a point.
That's another reason why even though I was 3 minutes from the show being closed, and I apologize for that again.
But we here now.
Yeah.
But my mind state was, I got to make it to K-Rino.
Yeah.
Because in my heart, even though we ain't just chopped it up and did shows and just been, still my intuition and my spirit tell me that, man, I got love for that brother. Man, and I just believe he got love for me.
Without a doubt, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so whatever it takes for me to get there, I'm gonna get there. That's just me, man.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? That's just me, man. And so it's been a downfall of mine because sometimes you can be naive to certain things. Some people don't really love you or got love for you. They just want to use you. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And in my case, like, I was talking to B. Fetty. Shout out B. Fetty, man. He rode up here with me, man. On the fly. He just got out the gym. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I called him on the fly.
Yeah.
And he showed up, man.
That's a good dude, man.
You know what I'm saying? But man, sometimes it's just, we just have to really know who in our corner for real, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just it's life so fast, we don't even stop to see, is these people really in my corner, or are they just around me because, well, nigga, fall off and see.
They in the moment, and that's the best way, or the worst way to find out. It's a saying, and I'm paraphrasing it. It's better to have a handful of loyal team members than 10,000 just bootleg followers, that are just there for the moment, that are there because Mr. Mike is on Billboard right now. Mr. Mike is killing the game right now, and that is something that sometimes we have to learn the hard way, and this is the kind of business that you gain good relationships, but you lose a lot of relationships along the way. But then as you get older, you realize that what I thought I was losing was really a gain.
Yes.
I really gained because those individuals wasn't for me in the first place, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean that's beautiful wisdom coming from the OG, Mr. Mike, man. And so as far as music goes right now, for all your fans that are watching this, what are you working on now, if anything, and where can they get it? Let them know where they can get it.
I do have a single coming out on November 29th called No Fake Love. It's not, and this is just my opinion, because I've done, and you may can attest to this, Reno, I've done songs that I ain't really feeling that. I mean, it's me. I've done it.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But I ain't really feeling like that's the one that I should really just. And then somebody else will come and say, "Hey man, that's your hottest song."
That's the one. Yep. No doubt.
The one that I thought was the hottest one.
Yep.
They like, okay, what else you got, Mike?
Yeah.
We was just talking about that last week.
Yep. Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's we are not even 100% in tune with what's best for us a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because to your point, in studio, sometimes you say, man, let me let the fellas just check out the project. Yeah. And when that particular track, when number 4 come on in your mind, you know number 4, that's your.
Yeah.
Oh, they gonna flip out when they hear number 4. Number 4 come and go. Them boys talking and shit.
Yeah.
And then then number 8 come on and everybody stop what they doing. And,
yeah.
And number 8 almost didn't even make the album. So it's like, man, I wouldn't even put this on
exactly, man.
So you so right, man. But see, that comes with time and wisdom. I think I saw Patti LaBelle doing an interview, and she was talking about naming a couple of her biggest hits that they had to practically force her to record because she didn't like the songs, and it turned out to be some of her biggest hits. So that was a thing I heard Mr. Farrakhan say one time. He said, the eye only sees outward. Mm-hmm. It can't see inward. Mm-hmm. So we can just see from our perception, but other people are seeing it in a whole different angle, man. So yeah, that's real, man.
Man, you know what just came across my mind, Reno? We might not just want the millions of views because they'll come after me and you. This is too powerful, man.
Yeah, we've been hearing it for years.
It's too powerful, man.
Yeah. See, it's a suppression that takes place for artists like yourself, for artists like myself and others, that people may not believe that industry people on a high level dictate, but they actually do. We look at ourselves like, oh man, them folks ain't worried about us, but nah. Actually,
yes, they are.
They know exactly. You are on the radar.
Yeah.
They know exactly who. We better not let this guy reach the surface.
Right.
Because, especially now.
Yeah.
Now, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, okay, they might could have gave us a little action because we hadn't developed into where we are now. But if they let Mr. Mike in now, knowing what he knows now, and knowing that they are trying to basically change the whole narrative of what hip-hop is and demasculate the rappers and the male image and all that.
Come on now.
When some real G's come in, they like, nah, this dude is gonna change what we trying to do. So hell nah, he ain't getting in.
And even the guys that's working for them that we could go to,
yeah,
they even want to keep us out.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
You see what I'm saying? That know our capability and know that, but because they already got that relationship with the elite, so to speak, you know, because but you know what, again, God, I would say, and when I say God, I just mean the higher power in the universe.
No question.
Y'all call it whatever. You can call
Whatever
it
name
God,
you call
Allah,
it.
Jehovah, whatever y'all want to call it. The higher power in the universe. Once the universal higher power decides to show us favor, it ain't nothing they can do about it.
No weapon. You just said it out in the lobby. No weapon, brother. No weapon form. But they don't understand that. You know, but the beauty of it is that those who are strong in that foundation do understand it, because we've seen it by example too many times. I can speak for time that I just was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. Then you get a phone call, or you run into somebody that just clutch situation pulls you out of it. So it's like that's not a coincidence,
right?
And it lets you know that, you know what, no matter what it seems like the opposition is, some kind of way I'm gonna get, so I don't even worry about it no more.
Oh.
You know, but if we are faithless, and you see, it ain't about being religious. It ain't about being just somebody that may consider themselves, like you say, of a particular ideology. It's just about having that belief that somehow I'm gonna overcome whatever it is I'm going through. And if you weak, then you're not, and then you'll be crying about it. But if you're strong and have that foundation, then you'll get out of it and be like, yeah, I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but somehow I did.
You know, I wanted to ask you a question, if you don't mind, Reno. I'm not trying to turn the
no, that's all love. We chopping it up now. We in the meat now.
How did you respond to the transition in the lyrical from no substance at all?
Yeah.
How is what's your take on that? And because I go through that on the daily when I'm in the studio, bro. I've tried to make dumbed down songs, and they still come out with substance.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that we operate on different frequencies, on different levels of intelligence. That's just how it is. So you have individuals who are highly intelligent, just naturally, all the way, just genetically, from whatever your parents instilled in you, that's naturally in you. So at the end of the day, it's impossible for you to even present anything that's below a certain bar. You can't do it. You're incapable of doing it. You can't play and do it. So in that regard, it's not going to even sound authentic when you try to do it, because like, I see what he's doing, but it's just not him. He still slips some wordplay in there. He still slips some vocabulary in there. It's like he can't do it. You know. But so the thing is, you learn, because as an artist, you'll be lying if you didn't say, as a lyricist, you would be lying if you said that you never tried to. I'm gonna make this hit record. I'm gonna make this popular hit. But you gotta stay steadfast on who you are. You gotta operate in your lane. I had a battle against.
Hold that thought for me for a second, Reno. Can you I think I got a girl outside in the parking lot. Man, can you just let her in? Let's see if she out there. Bright skin.
You got too much going on. You good? It's all love. Yeah, but one time, man, I had a battle with this brother.
It's my assistant, man.
And he was like extremely lyrical. One of the greatest cats to this day. He's still one of the greatest cats. But my style back then, when I was battle rapping, I was lyrical and I was comical. So I could do the rank rapping and cracking on your mama and all that type of stuff too, based on the crowd. But if I had to get lyrical with you based on the crowd, I could do that too.
Yeah.
All he had was the lyrical.
Yeah.
So when I won the battle, we saw each other years later, and it was love. And he told me something that he taught me this at the time. He said, well, what I learned from that battle is that it's like you have to be versatile, but at the same time, you bring what you got and do the best with what you got. And that's what he did. So he was staying true to himself regardless whether he won or lost. So we got to stay true to who we are. Because at the end of the day, what would you rather, as Mr. Mike, what would you rather tell people at the end of your story? If they say, well, did you try to bring the people up to a level of intelligence, or did you try to bring them down to reach a certain goal? And I know, just based on your history, and I know my goal, probably 98% of my life was to bring people up. So I can't dumb down. I got to make you smarten up. And if you can't catch up, I don't know what to tell you.
That makes all the sense in the world. I need am I gonna be able to get a copy of this? Because there's some things you done said that I gotta go back and hear again, brother.
Yeah. What we'll do, we'll have it on YouTube.
Okay, that's all I need.
You'll be able to reference it anytime you want. Yeah.
Going back to what we was just saying, I remember watching Tupac's deposition, and they asked him. They said, "Were you trying to provoke the people? Were you trying to get them to do anything or provoke them to do anything?" And he said,
Think.
"Yeah, think.
Right.
Use your head.
Right.
That's what I was trying to provoke them to do."
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was so deep to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people don't see that a lot of, when you listen to Mr. Mike, when you listen to K-Rino, when you listen to Scarface, when you listen to other artists, they make you think.
Yeah.
Yes, to answer your question, of course I would rather say, yes, I was intending on bringing people up. I just told you that I've tried to dumb down and it didn't work for me.
Yeah, just wasn't who you was.
And the only reason I'm trying to do this is because I'm caught up in this hype out here that's what it seemed like the people want.
Right.
But that's not me.
Yeah.
So do I continue trying to give people what they want, knowing it's not me? And my diehard fans is like, what is Mike doing, man?
And you know what? That's the part of the game that we can make the mistake and lose sight of, because it would be the equivalent of having a whole bunch of pets. So you got to not to equate, not to compare our fans to animals in any way, but if you had a bunch of, and I've been having these loyal dogs with me the whole time, and then I get this other one and I'm kind of changing my character based on dealing with this one, then these other ones are looking at me like, well, what about us? So that's the thing. When you are the type of artist who establishes core support, a core audience that's gonna be with you. Some of the same people that was with you in 1995, they still rocking with you in 2019, going into 2020. So those are the ones that we should really be focusing on. And if we add anything to them, that's fine, that's a blessing. But I can't go and try to do what this guy doing, especially if the guy that's doing it is 19 years old, 22 years old.
Exactly.
That's not us.
Exactly.
It's not authentic.
Exactly. My daughter I got daughters that age.
Yeah. Right.
And so it's almost, but it's crazy because if you're not careful, the world, the social media, all the hype, all the following and all this will have me feeling like, Mike, you have to be on what your daughter listens to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not true.
That's not true at all. Yeah.
That's not true at all.
Yeah. How many shows have you done? I'm just asking you hypothetically. Well, I'm actually asking, how many times have you performed in recent years where you was performing in front of younger crowds and they mind was blown because you were introducing them to a level of rap that they have never been exposed to? See, and I'm gonna tell you something else I saw. This is how we gonna bear witness to everything that you saying, and then what we bouncing off of each other.
Yes, sir.
I saw a clip of you battling this young cat. It was on. I don't know where I saw this at, but it might have been about
at Carrington's.
Look, the Carrington's parking lot. And this young cat, I don't even know how it started. You could tell the story, but I'm looking at you just meticulously slice this guy up, right?
Yeah.
And younger cat, but it just demonstrated the principle of the fact that no, even right now, you can't touch this dude, man. You can't deal with this dude because his training ground was different than yours.
Right.
He came through a different process than you came through. It's not to be disrespectful to the young guy.
Right.
It's just the fact that if you got a brother that was freaking Green Beret and the train, he know jujitsu, he came through the train, he done fought, been in wars and all that, and you got some dude that had a couple of fights at school, it don't compare.
That's right.
So I watched you slice this dude, and it just bear witness to my thoughts, like, it's all about the experience and the journey that you travel and the skill level. That don't never go away unless you choose to make it go away.
That's right.
I saw that. I was like, I was saluting the computer screen. I was like this, like, get it, Mike. Straight up.
And I hate the fact that so many of our generation feels like we can't still do what we do.
Yeah.
Feels like, hey man, nah man, y'all got to do something for the youngsters. The labels want you. You got to do. It's a young person's game.
Yeah.
Say, bro, let me tell you something. This game don't require nothing from me but to talk shit and open my mouth and spit my shit.
Come on, man.
It don't require for me to still have legs to get out here and dunk.
Right.
Or to still have an arm so I can pitch that 85 that fastball.
Come on, man.
If I still can spit that shit and I can still talk and I can still have the intelligence enough to put a rhyme together and put the flow with it and spit some slick shit to y'all or some intelligent, cold ass shit,
right.
Nigga, I'll be 80 still can rap.
I tell people all the time, if I tear my knee up tomorrow, it ain't got nothing to do with this right here. And that's the key. And if nobody ever heard of Mr. Mike before in their life, and they was riding down the street, and you put him on the track, he was on the track with a mixture of guys. This guy's 18, this guy's 25, this guy's 30, this guy's whatever. They're not gonna listen and be like, man, who is the old? They just gonna hear some cat on there snapping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, unless you reveal that in the song, but other than that, they be like, man, somebody's snapping on who is this dude here?
Exactly.
You know, so because greatness comes in all age demographics, just like whackness. Right. We had whack rappers back in the day.
Yes,
You know,
we did.
there's a lot of cats that was trash back then, and even now older guys like so. And it's a lot of younger guys that's spitting.
Yeah.
So it's all based on what you have internally and what gifts you have and how you have honed your craft and your gifts to max it out. And it's a shame, like you said, that we have kind of witnessed this division between the new generation and what they call the old school, when in reality that's another industry ploy to separate us.
Yes, sir.
We should be learning from the new school how to operate in this modern era, and they should be learning from us the basic foundational principles that don't never die,
right,
on how to sustain
longevity.
Sustain longevity.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Straight up.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mike is in the building, man. We've been taught, man. Do you have any social media info you want to give them before we get out of here?
My Facebook is King Michael Walls, KingMicheal WALLS. My IG is Mr. Mike, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all had to forgive me because
He just like me, y'all.
I'm
just like me.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody who know, they know. I'm like, I don't be up on it like that either.
I
bro.
don't, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. And I get everybody, man, let me tell you what, this is what happened to me when I first got on. I wasn't gonna do social media.
Yeah.
My little brother and his little partners and all them, I was in the studio one day and they was recording, doing their thing. Man, why you ain't on social media? Why you ain't on IG and all? I'm like, man, what is that? What is? I didn't know what Facebook was.
Right.
My sister said, well, you can put something on your wall and something. I was like, on my wall. What the fuck? On my wall?
Right.
I'm thinking like, literally, I was.
They got some hell of a technology. I'm right on my wall and everybody see it.
Bro, that's what I was thinking.
Right.
At the beginning, I know they like, this thing is old, but that's what I was thinking. So my little brother was like, no, man, all the bitches and all the rappers and all the celebrities, and man, you Mr. Mike, you need to be on social media, Facebook. Yeah. I was like, man, forget all that. I ain't getting on none of that stuff, bro.
Right.
I don't need none of that. He's like, man, you do, bro, because you can get shows, you can get this, you got to stick where the game is, right? Yeah. So I fell into it, and I told him, I say, now look, once I get on, if I get on here and stay consistent, I'm going to take over this shit.
Right.
So I'm just going to do it now just for the hell of it. So that's why you don't see me with the blue check marks or none of that on my social media.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know nothing about none of that shit.
Right.
And I had my little brother and my little home girl and all that. Okay, y'all go on and set me up a little page.
Yeah.
And it ain't, if you notice, my Facebook ain't even Mr. Mike. Mm-hmm. It's King Michael Walls, my real name. You know what I'm saying? Right. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I came up with a strategy. I said, what I'm gonna do, because I done had my little stretch in this game, and that's a new era. I'm gonna literally start all the way back over and get back in just with the regular people.
Right.
I ain't gonna even be I ain't gonna even want people to know
Right.
I'm Mr. Mike.
Right. Right.
I'm just a regular person on my wall, on Facebook.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be a regular person. People didn't start recognizing that King Michael Walls was Mr. Mike till a little later. I was like, man, you Mr. Mike?
Yeah.
Like, Mr. Mike, Mr.
Right.
Mike?
Right.
Sending me my album covers and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, yeah, that's me, bro. Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Right.
We didn't know that.
Right. Right.
That was my intentions.
Come on.
I didn't want y'all to know that.
Right. Right.
Okay? I wanted it to be where I'm just a regular person,
Yeah.
starting back from the bottom. That's why everything that I've done to this point, all the little music and shit I do and all the little stuff, it's all demo.
Right. Right.
It's all just a demonstration. It's
Right.
not what I'm used to. It's not me literally having the big campaign where everything is set up, where my album is dropping, the whole world know it.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything is a demonstration.
Right.
Okay? Now, I got my own little independent little lane where I got my own little distribution and stuff like that, where I make my little stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's not what I'm used to as far as major label shit.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Or major distribution type shit.
Gotcha.
A lot of stuff I do now, I gotta do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Back then, like a lot of shit I do now, back then the label did it.
Yeah.
I'm looking around now like, God damn, I gotta do all this shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, nigga, it's your label. It's you independent now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, even when I'm recording, like I record myself most of the time.
Gotcha.
I'm my own engineer and all that.
Yeah.
Now, could I go and get somebody to, yeah, but everybody moving so fast, you know what I'm saying? And everything is just, everybody want this and you want that. And you
Or they moving too slow.
Or you're moving too slow.
You might want to get your stuff done how you want to get it done, and you got the power to do that.
Absolutely,
Right? Yeah.
absolutely. And I ain't really sitting back trying to say, hey man, it don't take me 6 months to a year to do one song.
Right.
It just don't take me that long.
I know that's right.
I'm not trying to boast or nothing
Yeah.
like that, but
That's
my
right.
work ethic just don't allow me
Man,
to take 6 months to a year to do one song
come on now.
or two songs.
A whole album.
Nigga,
Yeah.
6 months to a year, I can have 3-4 albums
Come on
done.
now. Come on
You know what
now.
I'm saying?
That's right.
That's just my work ethic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't really see nobody matching that.
Yeah.
And so when I try to bring motherfuckers in that ain't matching that, it's like y'all bringing
Too
me
slow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too slow.
Y'all
I
bringing
feel
me
you.
down,
I
bro.
feel you, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm about let's about that action. Let's
Yeah.
get it, my
No
nigga.
question.
That's where I come from. We gets it, man.
Yeah.
We get it in, man.
Yeah, it's a pace.
Yeah. You set a standard. Yeah, and like you said, even coming in on your social media under your real name, it builds an organic following. Whatever following you build is built on the merit of who you are. It's like being in the rap game and then a rapper meet a female and he don't tell her, she don't know who he is, and he don't tell her.
You try it again, bro.
Yeah,
Bright skinned chicks. Somebody told her I left. I'm sorry, Reno.
Yeah, oh no, we good. We wrapping up also.
She
but
say,
they don't know
I'm
who
here
you
where you
are,
at. They say
so
I
you
left.
give them your real name, and it's organic and it's authentic. And then later on, they find out, I didn't know you do music. I didn't know you did it. It's like, yeah, but by the end, she knows you for who you are now.
Right.
And that's what your intention was from the very beginning. The good thing about what we do now is that we have been able to use social media to morph into different lanes and different things, like just with the knowledge you have now, you can just give your commentary to the world, whether it be on the street, whether it be on social media, and that's another way of creating a whole new realm for Mr. Mike.
Yeah.
So I mean, we definitely, man, we appreciate everything that you've done, everything you're doing, and everything that you will do in the future, brother. And you always welcome to come on. This actually was better.
Yeah.
Because we got the full blast, raw and uncut. And so I'm really thankful, bro, for you coming down and being a part of this, man.
And
you're
likewise,
welcome
brother.
anytime.
Likewise, Reno. And it's so much for us to still talk about.
Without a doubt.
We ain't even touched the tip of the
man.
iceberg.
Gotta do it again.
Get it in, without a doubt.
It's
the battery
much,
done
you know
burnt
what I'm
out.
saying? Like I told you earlier, it was some things that I don't want to get. But,
Yeah.
but I can talk about it with you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I just don't want to take the interview somewhere where you like, damn, Mike done went off on the deep end and he's just, you know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
if you don't care, I don't care.
Hey,
That's how we roll,
man,
you know.
everybody's story done been heard about that Suave House situation but mine.
Right, gotcha.
But mine.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? You done heard A-Balls. You done heard Tila's.
Right.
You done heard pretty much everybody's except Mr. Mike. We don't know. We never really heard. Now, I just did a song recently called When I Told Suave Bye. But that's like now. Like when it was really the peak of what was going on and stuff. You didn't hear Mr. Mike making songs about it. You didn't hear Mike going on interviews saying, "Oh, that's what happened with Suave," and yada. Never said nothing about it. Never talked down on nobody.
And that's real though. But that's real though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
But the same people tried to keep me from making money.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot of things that some things don't need to be said. Some things do. It's just a matter of the timing and I guess and when you say them.
Right. No question.
Or when I think who was that? I think I seen Willie D say something about it ain't. What he say? I seen a post. It ain't what you say, is where you say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because he had some little thing where somebody had said something that just wasn't the right place to say that.
No question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So but then it's, some people don't care.
Yeah.
Like instead of me coming on here just blasting everything, just you know what, I'm finna get all this shit off my chest with Reno, man.
Yeah.
And have Reno like, God damn, I didn't know it was all like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I give it some shit. I'd rather us just be
no doubt,
off the mic,
doubt.
off the air. You know what I'm saying?
No question. And it's whatever you want to do. Because some things are not for the world to know, and we'll definitely get into that down the road if that's what you choose to do, bro. But it ain't nothing but love, man, and we appreciate you, man, and we appreciate the effort you made to come here and rock with us, because that's big, man.
Yes, sir.
So anytime,
yes, sir.
Anytime you need your brother, don't hesitate, man.
And likewise, man.
Ain't that simple, man.
Likewise,
Mr. Mike, man, the one and only, man. Y'all saw him, man, right here on K-Rino Radio.
Yes,
I ain't
sir.
got nothing else to say.
Yes, sir.